Listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism is of utmost importance in today's world. Jesus, being the Son of God, has a deep understanding of the spiritual realm and the devices of the enemy. Throughout the Bible, Jesus warns his followers about the dangers of Satan and his tactics to lead people astray. It is essential to heed these warnings to avoid falling prey to Satan's schemes and to live a life that is pleasing to God. In the Bible, Jesus teaches that Satan is a real being who seeks to destroy humanity. He is described as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. 1 Peter 5:8. Jesus wants his followers to be aware of Satan's presence and to be cautious of his tactics. Satan's primary goal is to lead people away from God and to destroy their relationship with him. He achieves this by deceiving people, making them believe that they are doing the right thing when in reality they are walking in darkness. Jesus teaches that Satan is a master of disguise and can appear as an angel of light. 2 Corinthians 11:14. He can make sin look appealing and convincing, leading people to believe that it is the right choice. However, this is a lie, and those who fall for Satan's deception will ultimately suffer the consequences. Jesus warns his followers to be discerning and to test every spirit to see if it is from God. 1 John 4:1. This means being careful about what we listen to, what we watch, and what we read, as these can all be influences that lead us astray. One of the primary ways that Satan leads people astray is through false teachings and doctrines. Jesus warns his followers to beware of false prophets who will come in his name, but will lead people away from the truth. Matthew 24:24. These false prophets will teach doctrines that are contrary to the Bible, and they will often use twisted scripture to support their claims. It is essential to be grounded in the Word of God and to be able to discern false teachings from true ones. Another way that Satan leads people astray is through temptation. Jesus was tempted by Satan in the wilderness, and he teaches his followers that they will also face temptation. Matthew 4:1-11. However, Jesus also teaches that God will always provide a way of escape, and that we can overcome temptation through prayer and fasting. 1 Corinthians 10:13. It is essential to be aware of our weaknesses and to be on guard against temptation. We must also be willing to seek help and support from others when we are struggling with temptation. In addition to warning his followers about Satan's tactics, Jesus also provides them with the tools they need to overcome him. He teaches that we must put on the whole armor of God, which includes the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, and the helmet of salvation. Ephesians 6:10-18. We must also be grounded in the Word of God and be prayerful, seeking God's guidance and protection in all that we do. Finally, Jesus teaches that we must be willing to stand up against Satan and to resist his advances. This means being bold and courageous, even in the face of adversity. It means being willing to take a stand for what is right, even if it is unpopular. It means being willing to trust God and to have faith that he will see us through, even when the road ahead is uncertain. In conclusion, listening to Jesus when he warns of Satanism is of utmost importance. Satan is a real being who seeks to destroy humanity, and he will stop at nothing to achieve his goal. Jesus teaches that we must be aware of Satan's tactics and be cautious of his deception. We must be grounded in the Word of God and be discerning, testing every spirit to see if it is from God. We must also be willing to stand up against Satan and to resist his advances, trusting God to see us through. By heeding Jesus' warnings and following his teachings, we can overcome Satan's schemes and live a life that is pleasing to God.